Okay guys, so we are going to start with a frame around our paper. This is just a piece of copier paper, so you don't need anything fancy, just printer paper is fine. And if you have a ruler, that would be great. You can take your ruler and line it up with the edge of your paper. And then remember, you've got to hold it steady and draw the lines to make a frame all the way around the edge, because what we want it to look like is quilting around the edge like Faith Ringgold had in her artwork. If you don't have a ruler, that's okay. You can just find something with a straight edge and just use that to draw your frame. Or you could cut another skinny little strip of paper and use that. Okay. Now we're going to draw ourselves flying, and we will be flying across the paper this way, and then we will be illustrating where we would like to be flying, what we would want to fly over down here. But it will be easier for us to draw it if we turn the paper this way. So we just have to remember that this is going to be the top, so this is where we're drawing. So I'm just going to start with a oval shape. And remember, it does not have to be perfect. And then our arms are going to be coming out straight ahead, stretched out like Superman. And then the sides of our arms come down to help form the shirt. And we're gonna close that off here, and then legs. And it's completely up to you if you're wearing pants or a skirt or dress or whatever. I'm just going to make pants. Okay. And then some shoes, and really you can make the feet turn whichever way you want them to. Just some little ovals like that. You can decide where you want your head to be facing. I would say either this is the back of the head because we're looking down, or the head is turned this way looking down. So I'm going to draw it like that and just add a little nose here and a smile and an eye. Okay, and then you can make your hair the way you want it to be. So I'm going to draw mine coming down like this. Close those off. Make my thumb here on the inside, and then my fingers stretched out. Okay, so now I have myself flying. When I turn it this way, you can see now I look like I'm looking down, and I can decide where I want to be flying over. I'm not going to draw all of that out for you because I want you to decide where you are going to be flying. I think I'm going to make myself maybe flying over the school. So I'll finish that up and then I'll show you that when I'm done. But right now I want to show you the other part of the activity, which is to draw the border. So I could use my ruler and just continue making quilt squares. This is the way that a quilt is put together, with little squares of fabric, and you probably have a quilt at your house somewhere. They used to be made as a way to use up fabric scraps back, when clothes were more handmade. I'm going to leave that as just a bigger square. When people made a lot of their clothes at home, then they'd have leftover fabric, and they would use that leftover fabric for quilts. So you might have some quilts. There are definitely people that still make them, and there's quite an art to it. But I have some from great-grandmothers that made them, and family members and that sort of thing. So you probably have some around your house somewhere. Okay, so I'm just making these little squares all the way around the edge, It does not matter if they are exactly the same shape because, like I said, that's the whole point of quilts, is using up fabric, and sometimes they weren't, the pieces were not perfectly matched up or all the same size or shape. So yours don't have to be either. And then what I want you to do is just play around with different lines and patterns in each of these shapes. You definitely could repeat some, and I'm not going to do all of mine, but I would like for you to just to practice a little bit with creating patterns from your lines. So I might come in here and draw a little dotted and straight line pattern. Something like that, and then I might want to repeat that one somewhere else. So if you have a pattern that you like, then you can just kind of come to another space, maybe skip a few, so you can do some different patterns in between. Okay, so that sort of thing. So I might want to do that one a couple more times, and then I might come up with a totally different pattern of lines. Think about all the lines that we've learned about: zigzags, spiral lines, wavy, wavy like the waves of the ocean. Let's see, maybe dashed. I'm going to make these dashed and diagonal. And then again, you can repeat some of those. Just have fun with it. Okay, then I've got this much more to go. I could just start repeating all of these, or I can come up with some different patterns. You could do polka dots or flowers, hearts, stars.